Yo, what is up? Welcome to Money Mondays. Shank Stick Dilly with Lacey. Read a book here with you
Oh my
tonight.
gosh.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Where's everybody today? You see
They're coming
everybody
on.
popping in. We
They're
got
popping
Lonnie,
on.
we got Adam. You know what to do. Here's what we do at the beginning every time. Make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you
Have
share.
you like this?
Oh yeah, and like the transmission
Yeah.
tonight and share this around. Got my Shank Dilly sweatshirt on, ready to rock and roll. We have Luke Mendel. Luke Mendel's holding
I'm
down the
here.
fort with the amazing sound effects. There's Luke,
Hello,
the
hello.
indie food couple, only half of the indie food couple. What's
That's
going on
right.
there in Indianapolis?
Hey, we're chilling here. Our Colts are in Pittsburgh, and I think Matty Ice just threw a pick. I think.
You know, your Colts are not in Pittsburgh. They're down the street in Indianapolis, just a few
Good job,
blocks
Oh,
from
it is
where
a
you
it is a
live.
home game. Oh, it is a home game.
Oh
That's
my
right.
goodness. That's disappointing.
Oh
They're
boy.
playing Pittsburgh. I didn't know they
That's
were
really
home. I forgot.
disappointing.
Matty
Yeah.
Ice threw a
All right.
pick, and the game is currently at 3-0. And Kenny Pickett goes down with the sack.
That's what's going on
I
here.
don't think we're allowed to retransmit the game via YouTube, though. I think that might be
I think
illegal.
there might be a lot of rules around YouTube, but you haven't followed them previously.
So Lukey, how was your Thanksgiving? Everybody wants to know what does half of the indie food couple do for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I mean, no, we just did the thing, right? We stayed local, went to both of our families. It was good. Turkey, ham. We got the whole everything.
What is that?
turkey and ham.
honey
baked ham.
honey
That's what a
baked
lot of
ham,
people do.
spiral ham. Is that what you guys are
Got the
rocking?
drizzle on
Something
top.
like that. Something like that. We
What,
made
mashed
a
potatoes.
sweet potato dish for one of them. It was really good.
Oh, going
That was
crazy
that was
over
our
there.
that was our contribution.
I like it. I like it.
Everybody back in the office. How's the holiday spirit in the office?
Yeah, no, it was good today. Everyone's back. It's got a full office. Good. Yeah,
So
everyone was chipper. We're doing a little like Secret Santa.
oh, nice. Okay.
Cute.
It'll be so secret with
All
all five
right.
of you there. Oh boy. I wonder
No,
who has me.
it's secret. But you probably could guess who
Yeah,
bought.
there's
you
they
guys
would
should
know.
you guys should get that on video.
Whoever gets
I
the
don't know
dirty.
if that could go public though. I just have a feeling it might not.
Yeah,
You
that
might
may
not
not
want to
be
put
good.
that out there.
Start doing
Yeah.
the white elephant gifts.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at
it
Josh
gets bad.
Matthews. Josh was like, "We are. We're doing it. It's
Yeah,
such a
we are.
secret. It's so secret. Even Josh didn't know they were doing
Probably
it.
left Josh out
It's
of
like
this credit
hella
score.
secret.
Jeez.
Goodness gracious. Well,
Hey,
All right,
Rhonda.
give us
Yep.
some announcements.
Couple announcements. So we just ran our BDC Black Friday bundle
Thank
across
you.
Black Friday. Thank you
Yeah.
everybody who jumped in on that.
we got over 100 purchases.
We're going to be
right?
breaking that down. Why we did that. We are not big believers at all in the Black Friday deals.
Probably not going to do it again.
Yeah, probably the last
we
time that we
discussed
ever
that.
did that. We had that discussion this morning on our team meeting, but very strategically we rolled this out, and it was a massive success. And so thank you for everybody that did that. One of the reasons that we did that is it also helped to shape part of the culture and an understanding as we move into this concept of listen, the reality is that Lacey and I are just two people. Thankfully we're not one. I was talking to somebody, a lot of our clients, it's just how much work can they do?
Right.
Fortunately, we are a couple, so we can do twice as much work, but even then we're both overloaded. And we're really not taking on currently any new clients. I mean, how great would it be for every one of you that's watching to get yourself in that scenario? No new clients, not able to take on coaching clients, not able to take on Quest 7 clients. We always have room in IPO. So we got some interesting stuff that we're doing there. And so we're waitlisting. We're waitlisting for if you want to be a private client, if you'd like to get into Quest 7, if you'd like to, 10x your revenue. I hate that. 9x your revenue or 11x your revenue.
Catchy, everybody gets
11x
it.
your revenue. If you want to add a zero to your bottom line, jump on that wait list with us to be in line for coaching. But more importantly, Black Diamond Club Sales Matters Workshop coming up next March in Austin, Texas. Black Diamond Club is finally coming back to Austin, Texas. We're going to absolutely tear it up there at the Sheraton Austin Hotel at the Capitol. Here is the deal. I don't know, Luke, if you have a link for us, but you must be on the wait list. You must be on the wait list. We're about to begin to issue to our wait list people the opportunity to purchase tickets. Now, right
And
now,
we're doing it in the order that you got on the
we're
rate
doing it in the
wait
order that
list.
you got
So
on.
you better get on, because if you wait too long, you may not even have the opportunity to get
Well,
tickets.
and that was what we discussed this morning. So first of all, right
Luke was
now,
trying to say something.
Quest
or what?
7 is gobbling up their spots. That's one of the
Yes.
massive benefits of being in a Quest 7 early
Gobble,
access.
gobble.
They're grabbing up their seats, making sure that they're locked and loaded in the front rows, make sure that they got the best spots in the house. So make sure that you, if you want to have that level of access, you get on the wait list for Quest 7. Then after that, December 1st, we start to release tickets 25 at a time. We're going 25. We decided this morning, 25 off the wait list. You're going to be eligible to purchase up to 4 tickets. Up to 4 tickets. Already by that time, I would imagine probably close to 100 tickets will be spoken for just out of Quest 7 alone. Then from there, we'll start releasing in 25. Now, if all 25 purchase their 4, that's another 100. Probably won't do that, but if they did, that would be another 100. Then the next 25. Listen, here's the thing. We just found out this morning that we're only going to be able to put
275, I think.
275
Is that right, Luke? 275
in the room. And so, look, this is going to be tight. And this is a great problem to have. People say this a lot of times. That's like this, like irony, like, oh, it's a great problem to have. But in all reality, it's a great problem, but it kind of sucks. What that means, unfortunately, is there are going to be people on the wait list who are not going to be able to get into the event.
Yep.
But here's the thing. That means that a lot of people are going to be asleep, that they're going to get their opportunity. When you get your email that says you are now on the clock to buy your tickets, you're only going to have 48 hours. Only 48 hours. After 48 hours, your links will expire. You go back to the end of the line on the wait list, and you're going to have to hope that a lot of people bail on buying. That there is spring break. You're going to hope that there's weddings and birthdays, but that's going to be your only way in. A lot of people say to us too, like, why don't you have more? Why don't you open up like 500 tickets? And the reality is, it's sort of this interesting dilemma for Lacey and I. I remember back our very first workshop, we probably had about 15 people at it.
I remember when we had 80 people, and we said to each other afterwards, we were like, oh God, that's
too
much.
many people.
We can't connect with the individuals. We feel like people aren't capturing what we're saying. And here we are capping it at 275.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe if Luke pulls some strings, we might be able to get to 300. But I also want everybody to know this is not one of those things where we're just like pulling your leg. We have contracts signed, and we can fit 275 people. We have spoken for on our wait list. Luke, what is it? Oh, it's up over 300 tickets, right? Over 300 tickets spoken for on the wait list. Only 275 seats in the room. So look, you're gonna have to make sure that you jump in on that.
All right.
What else did we have? Do we have any other announcements, Luke, that you wanted us to get in? Any fancy
400 tonight?
things?
Did we say that yet?
Oh yeah,
I mean, we're giving away money.
Giving away $400.
Huh?
How many names you draw?
I'm drawing 4 names for $400, and then we have a pretty cool mastermind in Europe over the summer. I don't know, you can mention that.
Right. Hey, we just added on a very awesome guest that's going to be joining us. There it is. We have rented out the Kinross Castle in Scotland. You're looking at it on your screen. June 6th through the 8th, we're going to be taking along with us, what is it, 20 couples? Is that right? 20 pairs of people. And it's going to be 20 pairs of people. But a lot of people ask, can I go as a couple? And it's a very popular question that I get. Of course, you and your spouse, happy to have you at the Kinross Castle.
It's actually great. We've seen a lot of spouses and significant others do that at our past masterminds.
Grow together, grow in their business, grow their relationship. Me, Lacey, and David Meltzer, and maybe you, Kinross. Everybody always asks too, are we playing golf? We're going to have special arrangements made outside of our. We don't want to take golf. Takes 4 hours, so we're not going to be golfing as part of the mastermind. But we will have some provisions on the front and back end. We're talking about the old course at St. Andrews, Carnoustie, some pretty amazing golf opportunities that we're going to be getting you onto as well.
So Julie Meltzer and I think that we actually want to go see the Loch Ness Monster. So
Scotch tours, Edinburgh lectures, Harry Potter fans, the home. Who's the Harry Potter lady? What's the Harry Potter lady? What's her name?
I don't know.
The Harry Potter lady. She's from Edinburgh, Scotland, where we're going.
Oh, that's
right down the street from. Right down the street from the Kinross Castle.
There's all sorts of things we can do.
Jump on that. And then don't forget this weekend. First of all, man, I got to just share. My lowly UNC Tar Heels, once number 1, lost 2 games in a row, dropped to number 18. But on Wednesday, Lacey and I are going to be heading back to Assembly Hall
You didn't
in
tell me they went to
Bloomington,
18.
Indiana. Courtside seats. Watch for us on ESPN at 9:30 Eastern time game. Lacey and I'll be sitting courtside. It's a whiteout at Assembly
I
Hall.
thought I was watching the number 1 team. Like
No,
that was
number
the
18
whole like
team in the
pull
land.
to get me
The
to
number
go there.
18 team in the land is
Well,
coming to
shoot.
Assembly
I
Hall in Bloomington, Indiana to take
I
on the
don't know.
number 10
All right. Let's
Indiana
talk about
Hoosiers.
reviews.
Don't forget that. And then we're flying back. We're coming back right away. So we're only going Wednesday. We'll come back on Thursday because this weekend we have December to remember. You're going to have to watch our social media. We're going to be broadcasting tons of content from December to remember. 10 couples this time. 10 couples are meeting with us over the weekend. We're going to walk them through the exact exercise that Lacey and I do each and every year to determine what things we're committed to in 2023. And more importantly, I think, what things that we are committed to getting rid of that we had this year. And then we're going to eliminate them for 2023. And how do we make that decision? We don't just do it willy-nilly. We got to pick the right things. One of the things that happens too, like we just talked about the BDC sales workshop coming up in March. And so many people are like, yeah, but how do you guys do that? Like, you have to understand that pretty much our 2023 calendars are already locked in place, right?
Yep.
And by the way, if you are a Black Diamond Club VIP client, we are sending out your very special Black Diamond Club wall calendars. Those are going out sometime, I believe, this week, right?
Yeah. No,
next
this week.
Sometime
Give
next
us 2
week.
weeks. Give us 2 weeks.
I thought around the.
They're not fully printed yet, so we got to get them printed, and then we're going to get them out. Second we get them in our hands, hot off the press, they're going out to each and every one of you.
J.K. Rowling, yes, that's
J.K.
that's the Harry Potter lady.
I like it. All right. So apparently tonight we're talking about reviews. I keep saying referrals, reviews.
No, not referrals, reviews.
Reviews, yeah.
Break it down for us, Lacey.
Getting reviews. I mean, I don't know. We're just gonna go off the cuff here on this one.
Okay, off the cuff.
Like we said, our team gets to decide on the topics, and then we get to talk about them for this. And then Shawn gets to decide on topics for Money Mondays, and then we get to talk about, the BDC podcast, and then we just get to talk about them. I don't ever have to pick the topic.
I know, never have to pick the topic.
But I never know what we're talking about, so it's a double-edged sword. All right, so getting reviews. So one of the things that we have noticed for a lot of people is that they're always trying to get reviews. But then as soon as they get a bad review, man,
they freak out.
We hear that all the time. People post that in the VIP group. Oh, I got a bad review. I don't know what to do. This is really bad. I don't know how to handle it. Should I respond? What should I say? What should I do? Should I get people to shove the review down? So reviews are a very interesting thing because everybody is always like out there trying to push reviews, trying to get reviews, trying to get as many as possible. But then they can't handle when they get a negative one. I think that's an important thing to talk about tonight.
Well, first of all, before we do that, on how to get reviews, number one, you could just have a YouTube show and you could just do it like this. Here's what would be really great for us. Could you just go to Amazon, and if you've actually have read the book, None of Your Business, but you didn't leave a review, now would be a great time to leave us a review. Doesn't even have to be 5-star. People don't believe when you only have 5-star reviews. Speaking of which, I think we only have 5-star reviews on our None of Your Business podcast on Apple podcasts.
We do have less than 5-star reviews on.
We have plenty of less than 5.
book.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But also what you could do is jump onto the Apple podcasting platform. If you're a fan of None of Your Business podcast, it comes out new each and every Wednesday. Leave us a review there. Now, see how easy that was?
We don't want you all to leave us 4-star reviews, though. That's not what we're saying.
I don't care if they leave 4-star. They can leave a 4-star
But that's
review.
how easy it is. You just got to ask. And I think a lot of people overthink, like, how do I get reviews?
I will say this.
Just ask.
I will say this, that like sort of universally though, right? Like if you want reviews, but you never leave reviews, I know that's hard for people. Like it's weird, right? Because you have this like commodity and you're like, I wish people would leave me reviews. And I always ask like, well, how many reviews do you leave? Right. And they don't.
Oh no, a lot of them only leave reviews when they're
mad. Yeah. Well, yeah.
That is not a good practice or a good habit. You have to like leave reviews when you get stellar service or have an amazing experience. Because if you're constantly leaving reviews when you're bad, what kind of reviews do you think you're going to get? Right. And then you freak out when you get a negative review.
Yeah. One person's mad for whatever reason. Yeah. And then they're going to leave you a 1-star review. But I would say that first, initiate the law of reciprocity, right? And you don't have to do it for us. We would be very gracious if you did. Leave some reviews for things that you like
Yep.
out in the world, kind of plant those universal seeds, acknowledge universally that you are giving of your goodwill into these review platforms for others to see. And don't just leave, that's the other thing that's not really valid is a 5-star review without any sort of commentary there. Just a 5-star review, a hit and run 5-star review. That's nice. It helped them with their pure numbers, it helped them with their reviews. But if you were to share some words, here's another thing that just as a side tip, almost all people, because you watching, because this is the topic tonight, you're interested in reviews. That means that you read your reviews. Almost all people read their reviews. The side
Yes.
tip, pro tip, as you say, this is one of the ways that you can reach some of these influencers that you desire to reach. Maybe there's some very nice restaurants in your area. Leaving them nice, glowing reviews, detailed reviews, not made up reviews. Again, owners, proprietors of these places, they read their reviews. And if you put something notable in your review, it makes you notable. It makes you memorable. It makes you relevant. And so that's another great thing that you could do is I'm telling you, you think like, and sometimes I think this, like you see like influencers on social media and they get, thousands of comments. Now, granted, I don't think they read all, 6,000 of their comments, but they start out reading them, right? They're conscious of that. I don't even know on for like my social media. I don't read my comments, and people have to point them out to me. Our team will be like, "Ha ha ha! Look what Joe from Nantucket said about you." But most people do read their reviews. Most people do read the comments, and that's an area that you can actually become relevant for people.
I love that Brian McCarley said mirror mirror. That's exactly what that is.
100%.
And so many of you, when you leave a review, it is with the intention that the business owner or somebody will read it and try to make a change, especially if it's a bad review. If it's a glowing review, you hope that they will see it as well. But oftentimes when it's a bad review, you guys go in there and you're like, I want to write this review because I hope that they see this and I hope that other people see it as well. Well, then that means that you have to be open to people utilizing the platform when it comes to your business in the same way. And it's just a mindset shift and a perspective. And if you can actually do that, then you'll get more positive reviews by just holding the space of I'm going to allow people to voice their opinion about my business so that I can make it better or amplify what's working. I think that's important because most people don't feel that way.
Getting tons and tons of comments. I can't keep up with them. They're flying up there on the screen. I just said that. I don't read all the comments. You do. What do you got going on in our
I don't
comments
read all
here?
the comments. I read
Well, you read all our comments in this one.
Oh, I try to read the comments on that. I don't
What do
know.
we got?
Yeah, what is anything good? I thought
we had there we go. Thoughts on
yeah.
leaving reviews from your Google business page versus your personal page. Look, I don't think that it matters a whole lot. I would say that either one is fine. I don't think that people necessarily, like if you're trying to get play, like, oh, I'm using my personal page because I'm trying to brand or get some sort of awareness going. I don't know that that necessarily counts a lot. I will say the only place, like for me, where I think it's valuable is if we're using our personal brand and it's inside, let's say, in our lane. So if I were to say, listen, I'm a consultant to many service providers, and I got to tell you, hands down, I recommend that they use QuickBooks over every other accounting software. That might have a little bit of weight. But me saying like, hey, Antonio's has the best pizza in Naples, it doesn't matter whether it was personal or not. So I think if you were using that,
I would never leave a review from my business page. From my business
it
page.
just depends. What I'm saying is
Yeah,
it depends
I
on what
don't
it
know.
was.
I never
I'll give you
would think
another
to do that.
example. I get asked in these community forums a lot, like, hey, who's a great chiropractor in Naples? Prior to Mike Merck. So now we have a franchise here in Naples. So I would say I would discount it at that point because I'm like, of course, I'm recommending our own franchise. But prior to that, I would tell people, listen, I am a chiropractor, and let me tell you who I would see. And again, if it was from a professional page and people were like, I can
Black
see.
Diamond Club leaves that review?
I wouldn't, not Black Diamond Club, like Dr. Shawn Dill.
Okay, that's
right?
different.
Because I'm a professional.
Most people, when they're saying business page, I think they're referring to like
so if
their
I was,
office
so
or their
Black
business.
Diamond Club could leave a review, for example, for a bank.
Okay.
And I would say, listen, as a small business entrepreneur, someone that does business around the country with multiple banks, I got to tell you, in Naples, this is the bank I would recommend.
Sure.
If it was coming from a business page, I think it can, but it's not helping me.
Right.
It's not like
Personally, I would
me.
always do it from my personal page because I think people connect with people and it makes it feel more real. So I would always just leave it from my personal personal
Yeah,
brand
Black
issue.
Diamond Club leaving a review for a
It doesn't.
restaurant
That's weird.
doesn't really
Yeah.
help out that much. But I just think if it's in a vertical, in a related vertical, then yes.
Yes, we got lots of questions actually today. What about when Yelp hides good reviews when you don't pay for Yelp
Yeah,
ads?
well, we talked about
Yeah,
that.
Yelp's really difficult. Yelp's a scam, and I'll tell you what's really
I don't think you can
interesting.
say that.
Well, they do. Everybody knows that they literally will put the
But we're
people
gonna get
that
blacklisted on
if we
YouTube
get
because you called
blacklisted.
Yelp a scam.
Okay, Yelp, I'm sorry, I did not
Jeez
mean it.
Louise.
Gosh, you just repeated it though. So now like
But it's
the
not
little
I'm gonna
the
say it's not
little
a scam.
but now the little
It's a
bots now they heard
capitalist
it
it's a
twice.
capitalist business. And so
We
yes, if you
love
don't
Yelp.
pay, yes, we love Yelp. We
Stop
love Yelp.
saying it,
Cancel,
everybody.
cancel.
Stop writing it in the chat.
No, you can
We
write it
love
in the chat.
Yelp.
You
No,
can
I'm
write it
just
in the
kidding.
chat if you
So
want.
here's the deal,
I don't
though.
know that Google likes Yelp because they
No.
compete. So maybe it helps us if we say Yelp's a scam. Maybe YouTube ranks us higher because
We
we're
love
saying Yelp
Google.
is
Well,
a
here's
scam.
what I was going to say anyway, because Michelle is asking at that, and I like. Here's what I've noticed working with businesses all across the United States. Not as many states utilize Yelp the way that California does.
It's very geographical.
California and New York, probably the two largest states that utilize Yelp.
Midwest,
And
not so much.
No, Midwest, like almost not at all. Google is still the predominant place to access reviews and get reviews. So if you're going to put your energy anywhere, I would do it on Google, especially if your business has a lot of people. Like if you're not a brick and mortar business and you're doing business across the United States, most people are going to look at Google over Yelp because it's a very local thing.
And I know that we're not here to talk about this, but you brought it up. I also just want to say, like, this idea of being sort of very upset because of negative reviews. Look, it's actually not believable that everybody loves your fill in the blank, your massage, your chiropractic office, your acupuncture office, your veterinary office. It's not believable that everybody gives your pizza 5 stars. It's not believable that everybody loves your milkshakes, your barbecue, your sushi. That's not believable. There are people out there that do not like Shawn. There's less people that do not like Lacey, but there are people that don't like Lacey. There are people that say, don't let Lacey speak at your event. That exists. Yeah. It would be dumb if we were like, everybody loves Lacey, just period, end of story. So what you have to also accept is that sometimes receiving that negative review, number one, it makes you human.
Right.
Everybody has bad days, and your staff, maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe the server was just having a bad day. I've shared conversations that I had. We broke up with a bank last week, and our banker called and they were like, look, I know why you're leaving. And I was like, yeah. And I said to them, but it's not your fault. You didn't do it. You're not the bank, right?
It was the way,
you're
great.
The bank systems, but just because of the relationship with the bank, where in the way that I was being treated, I'm not able to continue. But look, the same thing in your business, the front desk, they could be great, but maybe in the back, somebody was having a bad day. So but what happens? People will leave a 1-star review, right? People will be like, this is terrible. That's just life. So number one, it makes you human. Number two, it also helps for other people. And you talk a lot about this. I was going to say,
this is actually your red velvet rope.
Sure.
It's part of your red velvet rope mechanism that is something that you need for your business, because a lot of times the people that are writing bad reviews, they're keeping people just like them out. And that's what you want anyway. So don't get all pissed off about a bad review.
Right. And truly, like on a red velvet rope, imagine that I left a review for a Vegas nightclub and I was like, listen, this nightclub gets 1 star. Let me tell you why. First of all, I had to stand outside for 2 hours. Like, I don't know who this nightclub thinks they are, but they made me wait online for 2 hours. Second, when I finally did get in, drinks were $30 a piece. And this is absolutely ludicrous. I feel like that was being fleeced for drinks. And the club was filled with nothing but, these pretentious, hot-looking men and women dancing around and having a good time. And who wants that? The music was so loud, I couldn't even have a conversation with my wife. And after just 30 minutes and 2 $30 martinis later, we just decided to leave. But what happens is I've clearly identified who this club is for and who it's not for, and the club shouldn't respond. Like, that was the next thing I wanted. There's a lot of people are like, why respond to every review? And I'm not knocking that practice, but if someone was like, listen, Shawn is terrible. He charges a ton of money for consulting to help people grow their business, and
Yeah,
here's my knock.
if
People don't
people
want to
are
work that hard, Shawn. I want to spend, 12 hours a day with my kid. Well, then I'm not for you. That tells you
right.
who it's for and
Again,
who it's
and
not
here's the
for.
problem is because most people equate the idea of a negative review with the amount of stars that they get instead of the actual content. And so if somebody is writing the truth about you, but it didn't fit who they were because they were not your ideal client,
It's not really negative.
that's actually a good review. Because again, it's a red velvet rope. So you need to stop thinking, I got such a bad review, a negative review based off of the stars, and actually look at the languaging that people are utilizing.
And then also some of them are just not believable. We recently had Ryan
Yeah.
and Cassidy shared with us a review, but frankly, it was
Craziness.
not believable. It was so outlandish that as you're reading it, it was comical.
Right.
And then, the question is, should I respond to that? And listen, any normal human being that read that was like, that is so far out
It's
there.
so far-fetched. There's
It's-
and they probably actually read that and went, this guy is crazy,
I
right?
think at
Like,
some point,
this
I
guy
don't
is
quote me,
crazy.
but I think at some point in the review alleged that the doctor pulled a gun. And I think
Yeah.
I think that what was in the reading. So you're like,
So-
come on. I don't think the doctor actually pulled out a gun and is not in jail and still has a license to practice. And now you're writing this in some review form. Anyway.
Yeah.
How else can we get reviews?
We could.
Number one was ask.
Well, oh yeah, we're like way.
Number one was ask. Just
Number
say,
two.
hey, you know what would really
Number
help me
two.
is if you leave me a review.
Do a 1-for-1. Like
What is a
trade.
1-for-1?
It's like a little trade-off. Look, the other thing about reviews is everybody thinks that a review has to be somebody that's utilized your service. You can put endorsements inside of a Google review page. Like, don't forget, we talk about the power of endorsements all the time. There's a lot of people out there that know you, know your character, know how you take care of your clients, take care of your patients, know the experience of your office, but they never actually engaged in your service. They can still write you a review. We get requests for reviews all the time of services for people that we haven't utilized. But we can endorse them and we can write a review.
I'll tell you one. I'm not sure if I like this or not. It's an unplanned because you said we're doing this off the cuff.
Okay.
One of the things that I get a lot is requests for somebody to be a guest on our podcast.
Okay.
And how this usually comes is in a cold email. Hey, Shawn, love none of your business.
Right.
By the way, just left you a 5-star review.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm writing to you to let you know that my
not
good
the
friend
nature of
Peter would be a great guest. But I do think that there
No.
may be a way to do this properly. Now, maybe not following it up, but if I were local
Right.
and I saw, let's say I knew of you, but then I saw that you left a review on the podcast page and you were like, hey man, been a longtime fan, listen to this podcast all the time. Now, if I knew of you, see, that's why it doesn't work. Because I don't know who they are. And then they're like, hey, look at me, I left you a 5-star review. But if I knew
Kind
of
of like
you,
a sleazy way to try to get in. Right?
but if we had, like, maybe I had met you and you're like, man, I just wish I could close the gap on this relationship. One way might be through a review. And in the review, basically, like you were saying, using it as an endorsement.
Right.
I've been a longtime fan. I've watched from afar. I'm amazed at your trajectory and your journey. Congratulations on your new restaurant, podcast, business, whatever. I think it's amazing. And I've been recommending it to all of my friends. So I would be like, who is this person if I saw that? And I would try. I would be going versus them coming.
Right. Right. And I mean, again, if you have your gang of 5, like we talk about all the time here at BDC, like your gang of 5 can do this for you. You can exchange reviews. Look, the other thing is I want to go back to number 1, making the ask, because a lot of people think that they need to ask people for reviews, again, that engaged in their service. But you can ask people for reviews that have been to your free events, to your Ash Tiptoes, that have just like come in to check out the office. So I also don't want anybody to forget, a lot of you out there have done so much in your community and a lot of community service. You've opened tabs at restaurants. You've given away gas and food and all sorts of things. And you've have these free events. You have all these Ash Tiptoes. That is a lot of people to get reviews from that you haven't tapped into yet. And so that's just as important as well. And those are more like endorsements versus actual reviews.
And we're super off the list now. This is point number 4.6. But another one that came to my mind is, and people ask me this all the time. And I think, some of the people on the chat have asked me. So I go to these like events and I'm kind of intimidated. And sometimes people say to you like, so what can I do for you? And you're like, you know what? If you were really bold, you know what really helped me is if you left me a review. like that. And if you knew that the person, like, let's say you're talking to the mayor of your town, and your mayor is like, look, listen, what can I do for you? I'd love to help you out. How can I help you? And you're like, oh, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if you were like, you know what would really help me is if you just
It's a
left
good
me a
ask.
review. That's a great ask. Like, let's
Yeah.
just do it now. Let me get my phone. Right. And then if you had the mayor of your town leaving you a 5-star review, and again,
Done.
like you're saying, it's not saying like Lacey's the best physical therapist on the planet. It's just
Right.
like, I met Lacey. She is an incredible human being and has
She
been
always
nothing but
shows up.
supportive.
Yeah.
Right. And she always shows
supports her
up
community.
and
Yeah.
illustrates the great characteristics. That would be amazing. And there's
That's
some
just
very
as
influential
good.
people. I mean, and
Yes.
some of you guys like meet these like, you know, celebrities, ball players, athletes, and why come you're
Influencers,
not asking them
Instagram.
for reviews? Yeah.
Ask them.
Great place to start too.
All right.
What else you got?
Number 3.
Number 8.
21.
0.2.
21.2. All right. Have a contest.
Ooh, a review contest.
A review contest. These are always really good. And this can come in 2 ways. You can do this externally, where you're actually having a contest amongst your current clients, you know, putting them into some sort of drawing, giveaway, some sort of thing. Maybe you give away something really big that everybody wants, right? Because it motivates them to go and write you a review. I've also done internal contests amongst the team, where it's like, like asking the team to go out and get reviews and ask people for reviews. And then you can tally up how much each of them gets. And then internally you can bonus the person that gets the most.
And people take their reviews so dang seriously. But I mean, how fun would it be to internally say like, hey, we're going to have a contest. And here's a contest is who can get the most reviews that mention them.
Yeah,
right?
That would be good.
Like I would say, Lacey, can you leave a review for the office? It would be so fantastic. But I get points if you mention me.
And you
I just
guys-
put my name in there somewhere.
It's not weird. How many places do you go to and they're
Oh,
like,
it's all
hey,
fine.
on the receipt right there, you'll just see there's a little link at the bottom. If you could go and click and talk about how I provided a great service for you
100%.
today, that would be wonderful. That would be super helpful for me. People do that in businesses all the time. In businesses that don't even really offer like in-depth personalized services. And so you guys actually offer a service and you're scared to do that. People ask me that all the time. The grocery store asks you that. Hey, can you click that link and just review how we did today?
One of the things I'll say on
easy to do.
incentivizing your client base, what I like to do is if I were doing some sort of a drawing, I would be like, look, everybody, just like we're going to do here in just a little bit, right? So we're going to give away $400
We are. We're
right
going to
here
give away
live.
some money.
Every single Black Diamond Club member, your name is in the canasta, right there in the canasta on Luke's desk.
It's almost time right now.
And Luke's going to draw out. Yeah, it's almost time. Luke's going to draw out these 4 names. We're going to read them. If you're here, all you got to do is be here, and we're going to give you $400. Amazing. But what I like to do is I would start everybody in my client base. I'd give everybody like an entry, and then I'd allow you to gain additional entries for leaving a review or something along those lines. Or maybe anybody that has ever left me a review. Maybe I put your name in a couple times. We can even do that here. Maybe we would just say like people that have given us a review, we throw their name, get additional entries in the canasta.
Yeah, in the canasta. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get the canasta full. All right. Look at all these people on.
Oh yeah.
John says that the post office even does it.
Of course.
The post office, most of those employees, they're not excited about their jobs. They're not like trying to provide the most exceptional service on the planet, and they ask for reviews. So you can do it too.
I forgot to say that next week we're gonna do Money Monday next week, and it'll be either for $300 or $500 of our money. But then after that, I forgot to mention that it's Amanda Appleblatt's wedding coming up.
I know, I'm so excited.
It's like the who's who of Black Diamond Club and beyond is descending upon where are we going?
I just
Fort
got my
Lauderdale?
dresses.
Somewhere super cool. I think we're going to Boca. I think it's in Boca. It's in Boca Raton.
Sean does not know what's happening.
I don't know where we're
just
going.
along for the ride.
Just going along for the ride.
All right. I think we need to draw a name.
Lukey, we're going to give away $400.
Got you.
We're going to draw out 4 names. Who you got?
What you got?
Make sure we get all your little gadgets up because all the producers get crisscrossed applesauce. We got the 30 seconds. We got the song, the little song that plays.
Well, I can't
we
play
got
that
the
yet.
name. And then we all start off at the same time.
No, it's not a good experience.
I got you.
Getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Sorry, that's why I'm so fidgety tonight. I've got mosquito bites everywhere, and I'm dying, y'all. I'm allergic.
We put you under that red light.
Anybody have any good remedies while we're waiting?
Red light therapy is good for your skin.
I need some good remedies for my huge mosquito bites because I'm so allergic because they just drive me insane and I have to wiggle all the time and scratch.
I have names.
Lavender
Let's go.
oil.
You
I do
got
that.
names.
Okay, we got names. Go. Tea tree. That's a good idea. Rubbing alcohol. Ooh, dry them out, Dr. Jen. Secret deodorant. Okay, these are some great. I mean, hey, who knew what was coming to this? Wow.
No
Okay.
CMs, yes, are brutal.
Oh, no CMs. Yep. I
Move
almost
to
went
New
the
York for the
emergency room.
winter. There you go. Solved.
Oh,
Problem
done.
solved.
Coming to you, New York. House number 3. All right, what do you got?
We good for number
Go.
1? All right, number 1 is. Where's my camera? Lauren Cormier.
Oh, Lauren Cormier.
Cormier.
Lauren Cormier.
What did you say? Cormier?
IFCO board member.
Yes,
Lauren Cormier.
Lauren.
Reveal yourself.
Come on,
We
Lauren.
got
I think she's
$400
on.
coming
Coconut
up.
oil.
Lauren.
Sorry, it's kind of a funny spelling.
Bleach.
Go.
Cassidy, I've done
Lauren.
bleach. I
No.
love all these ideas. Tiger Balm.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom,
Do you know
boom.
what's pretty amazing?
Dang.
Is that a lot of people don't come to claim their
Oh, we're just giving away free money and you don't show up in the line for your money. And just like that, Lukey, we have a Najee Harris touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Was it the first
Steelers
touchdown?
go up 13-0. Najee Harris, for all you
Was that
betting
the-
fans out there, scores the first touchdown in the
Does that mean you won
Colts.
money?
That was Sean's bet.
Oh man.
Now it doesn't even matter. Whoever takes my money on this, I'm still up.
I don't know, Sean. How much did you win? Should we add it to the pot? How much?
No, I'm not adding it to the pot. I'm using it to cover the pot. And
No,
I'll put a little more for next week's pot.
Fair. All right,
Oh,
I got name number 2.
Hey, number 2.
When you guys are ready. All right, Todd. Where's my camera? I'm so sorry, guys. Todd
What?
Niemeyer.
Todd
Todd
Niemeyer. Let's go, Todd. You are the winner
There
of
it is.
$400. All you have to do is reveal yourself.
Does anybody know where the line carpet's all wet, Todd? No, what's he say?
Go, Todd.
Why is the carpet all
Go,
wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. Christmas.
Talladega Nights.
No. Carpet all wet, Todd. I think Todd Niemeyer. Where are
The
you at?
standard is the standard.
Come on.
No, Todd.
No,
No,
Todd. I don't know, Margot. See, somebody's with me. Dwayne, you're with me. Come on.
Todd. Lukey,
It's Christmas vacation.
let's share before we go
Yes,
to number
Paul,
3.
Thank you.
How
Oh, Todd.
often am I able to predict the first touchdown score of a game?
I mean, I don't see all your
50.
bets, but I feel like with me, you've done it at least 4 times.
No, it's
And one of
about
them, and one of them was a very important, a big time
I know, it
game
was a
to
huge
OBJ in Rusty's. It was
OBJ.
a big moment.
Yes.
Jeez.
All right, name number 3.
Look at everybody knows my line.
Everybody knows
All
my
right.
name.
He's on. He has to be on.
All right, we got a
Okay,
winner.
who is it? Who is
I
it?
think
But
we got a
okay.
winner.
All right,
the
we got a win.
the winner is Jacob Garf.
Oh yeah.
Jacob.
Jacob
I feel like
Garf.
he's been on here.
Yeah,
multiple
he's
times.
always on. Jacob
He is
Garf.
always on.
Gotta be on.
There you
Jacob.
go. Jacob Garf.
Jacob.
Jacob Garf, you are the winner of
You guys,
$400.
it's Jeff. Jacob's
Jacob
here.
Garf, reveal yourself.
Oh,
He is here. Oh, let's
you guys
go.
knew
I
it.
knew he had to be here. I knew it. Good job, Jacob.
I love it.
Jacob, winner, chicken
Oh.
dinner.
Good job,
See,
Jacob.
good thing I didn't add my winnings to the pot.
Jacob doesn't think that's a good thing.
No, it is a good thing because
Jacob
now
thinks you should have
we
added
got to
your
pay
winnings to the
Jacob
pot.
$400 and then I need
$400.
$300 for next
$400.
week.
$400.
And then I need $300 next week because next week we reset the pot back to $300 starting
$300.
point, drawing 3 names. It will be the Monday before Amanda Appleblatt's huge wedding of the century.
Wedding
Be
extravaganza.
there or be square. It's going to be popping off in Boca Raton. I will have on a fresh black t-shirt. We'll be going off in Boca Raton.
All right.
Happy wedding day,
Go
Amanda.
get some reviews.
All right, go get your reviews, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us on Money Mondays. We'll be back again next week. $300 for the pot. Congratulations, Jacob Garf. Hope that you spend that money wisely. Buy some people some extra nice Christmas gifts this year. Give it away, and it'll come back to you tenfold. See you guys next week.